All right.
Go ahead.
I got 8:02 a.m.
Yep, 8:02 a.m. morning. Present, we have Lisa Ahern, Steve Pender, Jed Dolan, Jim Coyne, and Terry Driscoll. First on our agenda, we have approval of minutes from December 3rd and January 14th. Everybody had a chance to review the minutes, so can we get a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make a motion for December 3rd and January 14th minutes.
Second.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Excellent, thank you. Consent agenda. We have Lisa shared with us the occupant list and the banking summary. If there aren't any questions on that, can we get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
I'll second it.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Excellent, thank you. And let's jump over number 3 and go to number 4, superintendent's report. We talked about the occupant list. We have, Lisa talked about the contractors putting in a bid on the bathroom. Would that be old business?
I think we
take
can,
that out
we
of
can remove it from the
superintendent's report.
and
Great,
open it up again under old business.
excellent. Hunt, cleaning up the grounds with CPC funds.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about that a little bit, Lisa?
So, they have come in and completed their portion of what they put in for the Community Preservation Historic Restoration grant money that we got. It was $34,900 for their portion, and they've been paid out of the Community Preservation funds. It comes directly out of CPC account, nothing we need to get reimbursed for or anything.
Okay.
They spent a lot of time. I don't know if you've noticed, there are lots of fresh cuts out there. It looks amazing. They raised the canopy, they removed anything dangerous. They even did a little extra. So they're complete with that.
Mm-hmm.
The going on to the rest of the restoration you asked about, Steve, we got $120,000 granted, and now the headstone people did their assessment in the fall, and they're writing up their report. Their report will cost like $9,500, and they will submit that report to us probably this month, and then we will put the job out to bid. So
Why do they need 10,000 to do a report versus putting that into whatever work actually needs to happen?
because we have to put that job out to bid, and it has to have a spec. So they have to have a
Like scope of work, like that.
scope of work, yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. A scope of work that everybody can bid
Bid
on,
on.
because it's a big job.
And what's the name of the company which is doing the assessment?
Fannin Lerner.
How do you spell that?
FANIN dash LEHNER. So it will go into the paper and get advertised for a couple of weeks. Exactly what the scope of work is and what qualifications the firms bidding need to have, because they have to go by Mass Historical Commission guidelines. So it can't be just anybody. They really need to be highly qualified. And then we can hopefully get started when the weather turns.
So when do you expect to get the report?
I hope to get the report by the end of this month, maybe the beginning of next month.
So hopefully we'll have it before the next meeting.
Yeah, I hope so. We're halfway through February already. Hard to believe.
And that kind of restoration work would take place in much better weather. They couldn't do anything in the cold.
No, you can't do anything with bonding agents and stuff in this cold weather.
Okay.
And your fingers have to be unfrozen when you're working.
Liable.
Yeah, and they have to dig. They also will be resetting stones, you know, uprighting things,
Okay.
and they have to be able to actually excavate around some of those stones where it's, you know, necessary.
Okay.
So,
Is there a ballpark on the number that we know of headstones?
you know, probably about 80.
Okay, just wondering. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd probably cover the entire CPC funds we have allocated for the old ground.
Yeah, they ballparked it in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it.
Great, thank you.
But, go ahead.
Okay, so next in the report, is you mentioned the upcoming
Special town meeting.
special town meeting, yes.
So, you know, there's talk that each department might have to cut back severely. We don't know, until town meeting happens, we don't know if there'll be an override, how much they will ask for or whatever. And we operate on a pretty low budget. I don't know how we would cut back. For instance, I put down our stormwater bills, you know, since I've been here, have gone up significantly. You know, bills keep increasing, and to have a level budget or to cut things out of our budget is, it's asking a lot.
And each staff member's salary goes up every year? Is it on a
They're
step,
under
or is it they're under contract?
they're on a contract, and each one is accounted for, yeah. So, hopefully, you know, if they're trying to make up millions of dollars, hopefully there won't be a staff cut, because I don't know how, it's hard enough already to take care of 100 acres with 8 guys.
Right.
And
105.
and do 104 and do burials, you know, and all that we do. So
I mean, if they made, from the burial standpoint, if they forced you into staff cuts, it's going to be on the grounds crew.
Yeah.
There would be certain days that you couldn't accommodate a burial, and you're not going to know that till 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning when you come in and a guy's called in sick or he's on vacation. So you can't operate with less than what you have.
you have to have 4 guys for a burial.
Right. And there's certain
For
days you have vacation,
For safety,
medical.
period. Right,
So
and, yeah,
where would you come up with? You couldn't. You'd be asking the funeral homes to do it on property, and
it'd be difficult.
liability-wise, they wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, it'd be difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you being asked to do, to submit like a level budget and then also a second budget?
We've already been asked to submit a level budget.
Right, are you
know,
being
we've
asked
al-
to submit a budget if there are cuts
Not
or
yet,
not?
no.
Okay.
No. No.
It's all contingent on the town
If-
meeting, Terry.
yeah.
I mean, that's just, I mean, if you watch the school
So-
committee last night, you'll understand that they're looking for money
No, yeah,
everywhere.
oh yeah.
So-
No, I've been reading about it. And,
Yeah, well, it went on for 2 hours last night.
Oh.
Talked about mismanagement and non-transparency. So I think the school committee and public schools are going to be exposing a lot of their waste. I hate to say it like that, but,
Right.
which is going to, you know, be a waterfall coming down to all these other departments.
Yeah.
So they'll look
Yeah.
for our departments to cut to fund the school department.
Right. No. Totally get it.
Right.
So the so you mentioned the stormwater charges, you know. So
You know,
when
just a for instance, you know,
Yeah.
that's money that we pay directly to the
Right.
town.
right,
Thank God we don't have to pay property tax.
right, and and that's based on impermeable surface. Right?
Yes.
So what do they
Yes.
judge
Even
that?
though we have the largest green space in Milton,
Right.
the largest green space in Milton.
We have a lot of asphalt too. That's how it's looked at.
Right.
If you look at the
Yeah.
maps and
Yeah.
how they do it, I mean, mine's gone up. So,
Right.
you know, even like Genesis property on Center Street
Right.
before he sold it was amazing how much they
Yeah.
charged him for all the, you know, the hardscape and stuff he had around his pool. I mean,
Right.
none of it went out to the sewer. It all stayed on his property.
Yeah.
But again, same thing here. So.
So is there any change when we have burials or put in headstones? Do they change our impermeable space, or is it really
No.
just based on the roads?
Just based on the roads.
No.
Just I'll throw it out there, something to think about. I don't know if we ever talked about it, but someone has suggested maybe we could remove some of that asphalt. Do we need all the roads and maybe create additional burial space?
I've thought about that too, and because I've been in so many different cemeteries, and every once in a while you'll go to a cemetery that's older, whether it's in the city of Boston, whether it's Cambridge, and a lot of times the accessibility to the existing graves, if you wanted to take an asphalt road out so that you could have burial spaces, well, now you're going to be putting monuments in.
And you
And
can't get equipment
spacing
through.
wise,
Yeah.
it's
So-
sometimes it's an equipment issue. I don't think we have that here yet,
Yeah.
but I've also looked at some of the different areas within the cemetery,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I have no expertise in this. I'm just going by what I've seen in other cemeteries. I don't think that we can.
You're engineered for space for equipment, getting equipment in and out of rows,
Yeah.
and in between sections. You have to have trucks and backhoes.
And cars, people need to be able to get to their graves.
Right.
I don't think you could cut the streets like divide them in half and you remove half the asphalt, because yes, you can technically have two cars side by side on most of the roads in the cemetery. I think the cost of figuring that out, having the actual work done, would far outweigh any cost savings we get on the stormwater fees.
I don't know. And you might be able to remove some asphalt in some of the older sections up to. I don't know. Would you have washout?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then what would you get for cost savings on?
On
The
the
stormwater,
stormwater,
'cause
and
it's-
how much does it cost to remove the asphalt?
you.
And,
Right.
Yeah. Is it worth it? And then there's the public liability.
Mhm.
So, we are a town cemetery, so we have to maintain safe
Yeah.
spaces. So,
Good.
there's a lot to think about.
Yeah, I think if anything, just keep your eye on our budget, and maybe something that we could cut away, because I would hate to be forced into financials where we need to cut an employee, but I also don't feel as though we have much wiggle room on raising our prices, because it's expensive to come in here now, Monday through Friday, and to purchase a new grave. Again, it's only the town residents, and that's who would bear the burden of that.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep us posted on what you hear from town hall.
Of course.
So I believe we've submitted a budget to town hall.
Okay.
Like, and
Yeah.
I don't know what was the ask for, like, just our basic,
Don't ask me. I have to look at it.
I
okay.
thought it was level
I'm-
funded. We just asked.
Yeah, we are
basic,
level
right?
funded.
That's what I'm saying. So we already submitted a budget, so that's what, and did you have to go up and speak to that in front of any warrant committee people, or
No.
Okay.
No.
So I guess it would be accepted as is and go into the warrant unless they come back to you and say, hey, we need you to reduce it somehow.
Yeah. Which will
Right.
fall on you, Terry. So if the warrant committee calls and asks
Yep.
Lisa to
And-
speak
Yeah.
in front of it, we usually just do it via Zoom here.
So could I get eyes on the budget so I have
Of
an
course.
idea of
Yeah.
what our budget is?
We did it last year, and,
Great.
and then, but we were in front of the warrant committee. They had one little simple request, and that was
Right.
it. So,
Yeah, good. Excellent.
but I expect the warrant committee to call every budget into play this year if they're going to be looking for money. That's the bottom line.
Excellent. So item number 3 was discussing the special town meeting, which just tied into the superintendent's report, correct?
Yeah.
So that's it for the superintendent's report.
Great. So then we have correspondence. Any correspondence?
None this one?
Great. Old business. So we got a quote from a contractor or somebody that was recommended to me, Next Level Builders. It's a young guy out of Abington. And he came and met with Lisa and I and walked the site and put together a proposal. We shared with him a scope of work which was put together by Jim Davis, who quoted us earlier, Atlantic Hill Construction. And when Jim quoted it, he put his scope of work together without pricing so that we could share that with others. So if someone else bid on it, it was apples to apples. Next Level actually changed the scope of work to some degree because he felt that the Atlantic Hill scope of work was great, but it would be like almost like tearing everything down and starting from scratch. And it's maybe more than we really need for adding a shower to a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So he came in from a different, with a different view of how we could do this work. So his proposal is in here. His job total was $29,000, but the bathroom demolition. The demolition of the safe. He did not put in a price for that. I don't believe.
Right.
And Atlantic Hill did, but they put $10,000, but they actually just put it in as a placeholder. They said until they open up the safe, he wasn't sure what it was going to cost. And Atlantic Hill's proposal came in at $54,875. So he carried $10,000 there. So if we just assume that a $10,000 placeholder here, we'd be looking at
39.
39. Yes. So, Lisa, if looking at your what you shared with us for building construction contracts for bids that are $10,000 to $50,000, we have advertising requirements.
So anything under, anything 10, you have to put it out for 3 quotes. Yes, and then above that, you have to put it in the out for a public bid.
Yes, but it also says for, I don't know if it's all 3 of these. This is notice advertising requirements.
Yes, you have to.
Your jurisdiction's website.
You have to put it in
in
the local paper.
In the central registry.
Yep.
And in a conspicuous place near your office. So, would have to advertise 4 places.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think what we really need to do is narrow down the scope of work so we know what we want.
We need to get that scope of work.
Right, and then we can
so
advertise
that
and ask
everybody's
both these
bidding on the
guys.
same thing.
Yeah, ask both these guys if they want to look at it again, and then get a third, at least one more bid. Right.
To demo the safe in that room, we have to go through areas that they're currently using. Is that correct?
So it involves the old office, which is
Right.
that side porch there.
Right.
When we walked through with him, wasn't he saying we could actually leave that steel door in place?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do we have to remove that steel door? Just leave it there.
Yeah,
and
right.
because we're only need the back side
Right.
of that.
He was even saying you could possibly leave one of the brick walls that's in there because you don't need that either.
The exterior
Yeah.
brick wall, yeah. Because it butts up against an outside wall.
Mm-hmm.
So he thought, well, why bother removing the door and all that? Just leave it there. It's an oddity and an interest. Hey, this used to be the old safe door. It won't affect the bath. It shouldn't affect the bathroom.
I just was wondering if you could demo the safe room without, so that that's not part of the original contract, so that you have a contract to demo the safe room at one time, so then they can figure out what's in there, if there's a supporting wall, if there's any, and that way you can break out your costs, so you'd have an idea as to what I know it's not
Yeah.
worth it.
I think we kicked that around at maybe the last meeting,
Okay.
2 meetings ago, which I didn't think was a horrible idea. You know, it's just,
Just piecemeal it,
have somebody come in and just
demo
remove
it,
the safe.
see
We don't
what's
need a
there.
safe, yeah,
and then the
Decide
guys that
what we
come
do
in
from
can
there.
actually look to see what's
Right.
structurally there,
right,
and then bid out the
right,
inserts.
yeah.
So, yeah, it shows us that we're trying to,
Right.
you know,
Okay,
limit our
so
expenses.
so remove the safe and leave the door.
Well, what we could do is have a contractor come in and look at all the options, right? Whether it's take the safe door out or just come in from inside the bathroom and demo and take the wall down and open up the safe from the inside.
Then they're lacking a bathroom for a long time.
Yeah, I'd be more inclined to go through.
We already have
isn't it
two
a bedroom?
bathrooms.
Yeah, it's a
and there's
bedroom.
and there's a bedroom.
I think you'd be more inclined to go in through the bedroom, demo
Yeah.
the safe, leaving the door in place
Yeah,
to see what
and
is
leaving the
under
existing half bath untouched.
Right.
and then we can make a determination once we open up the inside of the safe. Do we keep that wall, the brick wall that leads against the outside wall, and leave the door, and then just seal up the door? You know,
Yeah, I don't know if you'd see enough doing that by like just demoing the safe, because I believe the safe wall becomes the bathroom wall. So I think you can end
Yeah.
up opening it up into the bathroom. So one way or the other, you'd be
affecting the bathroom.
affecting the downstairs bathroom. Yes.
Okay, that was just more because we don't know how much it's going to cost us.
Right, for the demo part.
Yeah.
But the plug-in number from the first contractor was 10,000.
Yeah, but that was just a plug-in number.
Right.
Okay.
How big's the actual safe room interior? Do we know?
Oh,
We measured it, but I don't remember.
7 by 9.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the door and then the 3 walls, interior walls,
Yeah.
and they're all brick, right? Is that what
Yeah.
it is?
Yes,
And the ceiling.
and there's a cement ceiling.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how they made it fireproof.
I can see that. But then again, now you're looking at the weight of that cement ceiling
on the walls, the brick walls.
holding those walls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, so for safe room demo, the second contractor said removal of the wall between the half bath and the safe, exposing the safe wall in the exposed studs of the bathroom wall, then opening the ceiling in the half bath enough to get access to the safe room ceiling. Then starting in the safe room demo, which will include the safe door, the safe walls, and ceiling, but leaving the cement floor.
I don't know. Maybe this isn't feasible while there's a family in the house.
Right.
You know.
I'm suspect of it because it
Yeah.
seems like we're open.
Well,
it's a
Yeah,
Pandora's
we're a can of
box.
worms.
We're not sure what's in
Yeah.
that safe.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
How-
it's just not feasible while they're in the
Yeah.
until this lease is up.
I'd have to
which is
agree
what
with
date?
It's another year.
Okay.
What if they want to renew though? Then
that. Then we have to revisit.
Yeah.
How much? I mean, obviously, the longer
I don't.
we don't do the work, the better growth we have in the funds for the house to make improvements on the house, so that helps us financially. How much do we have now, currently?
33.
Okay, that's why it's there.
So we've been, paying utilities, paying general maintenance on the house, gutters and things like that.
Right. Right.
Any plumbing needs that
Right.
any small issues, furnace
Mhm.
repair.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there'll be more coming down the road too. So we
Yeah.
have to, budget for that as well.
Yeah.
The I guess my concern is that
That
it felt like there was an
an urgency.
urgency with the bathroom upstairs.
It's been sealed. It's
Yeah.
it's holding.
Right.
So I tend to think they won't renew their lease. They're focused on getting their daughter graduated from school, and maybe they'll go. Maybe the boys will be getting an apartment by then,
Right.
or
Right.
there's a lot that can
We
happen.
can't. We won't know until it happens.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
I guess the only thing, if we were gonna do it, yeah, we disrupt the downstairs bathroom, but they still have a bathroom upstairs, right? So
Right, but they
So we
still,
can get-
but they need that bedroom down there.
the bedroom, that's different, not the
Absolute-
bathroom. Yeah,
Right, but it's
Upset, yeah.
but it's going to affect that
Right,
bedroom,
right.
definitely.
Yeah.
And you know, it's right there next to it's a tight. It's right there next to the demolition and
Right.
everything. All that construction is right at their back door, right at their
Right.
kitchen. It's practically in the kitchen.
Right.
So it's a lot of disruption. So
Okay.
maybe it's not feasible.
Next step, do we look for? The next step would only if we decide to go ahead with the works to post it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So there is no next step.
Right.
It's either go with it or don't go with it.
Right.
Is there any documentation as to when that safe was built? Do we know what the town?
I would have to research that.
I would just ask, maybe there's plans to see what they actually put in that thing.
Right.
I mean, if it's a concrete ceiling, you know, it's all that weight is sitting on those walls, Terry. You know
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah,
It's just,
yeah.
I'm sure it's all rebar, even back then, but
Right.
there's a lot of weight in that room,
Mm-hmm.
so you don't know what's gonna transpire. What are we opening up right now?
Oh yeah, no, you never know what you're open about.
Right.
That's for sure. Yeah, I can go up to town hall and see if I can get some info.
Think it's a town hall. Think it's up in the attic.
I think it's at town hall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe reach out to Therese. I don't know if she ever had.
You know what? I think I
Oh
saw.
yeah, she came in handy before.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. If you had a blueprint of the safe that went in, I mean, it's
Right.
something you would keep.
I would think you would keep.
You-
it. Especially,
it's-
I think the town
it's-
would keep. Yeah.
Right, it's pretty interesting to have that size safe in a property.
Yeah.
So,
And I wonder when it was built.
yeah.
I happened. Hang on, I might. I ran across this the other day. Bids for construction were opened in June of 1889. The low bidder was John Tucker. Construction of the house and stable were
Call him.
completed.
Could be around.
In 1899, that was in 1889, they built the house. In 1899, the bathroom addition to the house was built, which according to the town report of the trustees, the bathroom addition to the cemetery and various improvements have increased our expenditures. The balance carried over to the new year is less than the preceding year. So I think that is the bathroom addition, the small bathroom
Yeah.
downstairs,
Yeah.
and that side porch that became the office for the cemetery.
Yep.
I think that's the bathroom addition, because this side door used to go right into that front room,
Mhm.
and then they blocked it off, and they made that side porch, I think, into an office at that time in 1899. So it's likely that safe was put in 1899.
I wonder if there's any plate or
On the
dating
safe
on
door.
the safe door,
Yeah.
or the frame of the safe door.
Yeah.
That'll give you when to go look for blueprints.
Yeah.
So, is there an action item on the bathroom at this point? Or are we
I
going
think
to
we have to table it until we.
You okay with that? Yeah.
Could
I'm
you?
okay with it, and then, so then I have a question, is that a capital improvement? Do we have to get permission for that?
So let's find out.
Yeah, let me just ask-
Let's see if we can get some blueprints. See if we can,
Even though
Even though you know
it
it's
did come out of
1889.
our funds?
and then find out if it's
Yeah.
how that works.
Okay,
I don't, because I don't know.
all right.
We just have to inquire, so. Just get a ruling from the town, if it's a capital improvement. So,
Okay.
we'll just do our due diligence.
Yes, right.
That way, at least we've covered all our bases.
Yeah.
If we can do it internally with our funds, then we do it. But again, we don't want, with the anticipated budget issues,
Right,
we don't want them looking at, we have extra money to do all this work.
right.
So let's just check with the town if it's a capital improvement item. We can have another person come in and get a third price,
Right.
right? Just to have it
Oh, yeah? No.
on file.
No, that would be easy.
You know,
Even go back to these two guys if we find any evidence of when the safe was put in
Yeah.
or the specs on the brick walls and the
Right.
ceiling and
Right.
rebar, just concrete, however it was put in there.
I'm hoping there's some rebar in it, Terry.
All right, I'll reach out to a third contractor too, just so we can say we get 3 prices, I guess.
Thank you.
All right, any new business?
No.
No new business.
As of now. When's the 24th, which is the special town meeting?
Well, Friday is the 14th.
No, it's February 24th.
It's Monday, February 24th at 7:30.
Okay.
So 2 weeks from yesterday. But that doesn't really impact us. The February town meeting. What's on there that relates to us?
Well, they'll decide if they're gonna ask for an override or not.
That doesn't
No?
happen.
Mm-mm.
I'm looking at the articles right now. There's
Oh,
nothing
okay.
that relates to us. It's about liquor licenses, about school committee, building committee membership, renovations at Cunningham School, zoning bylaw amendments. Nothing to do with us.
I thought they were gonna ask for an override there.
No, it doesn't happen there.
Might come up, but we'll see what happens on the 24th.
Okay.
How does it come up? Does it come up from the warrant committee? Does it come up from the select board?
That comes up from the
Select
select
board.
board.
Select board, but then it could be feedback from town meeting members that may start questioning things, putting it out there. So,
We had a department head meeting and he made, Nick Milano made it sound like we would know more after town meeting. So,
Okay. Just for the 25th. Do we have a meeting scheduled for March? Let's see one on my
I
calendar.
think we
I thought we
do.
did.
I thought we did
think we
too, but
did.
I don't see it on my calendar.
Yes, the 11th, March 11th.
March 11th.
March
Great.
11th is correct. And we have April
And
8th.
April 8th.
Thank you. All right, if there's no other business, we get a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Meeting adjourned.
8:34 a.m.
Thank you all.
Thank you.